Good morning and welcome to another episode of Stuck in a Lift. Today we are talking to the bass player of the lift industry, or you may know him as Lionel Hutt. I hope you enjoy. Lionel, thank you so much for joining me for a chat today on Stuck in a Lift.
You're very welcome. Thanks for inviting me.
I hear you're a bit nervous. Are you okay?
Yeah, I've got sweaty palms.
I can't believe you're nervous. You played bass guitar on stage to the hundreds.
That doesn't bother me when it's one-on-one and you're being interviewed. I've never done this before, but hey-ho. In for a penny, in for a pound.
So just before we go into what you do for the lift industry,
Sure.
I hear you play the bass guitar.
I do indeed, yeah. I play in a band called Sidewinder.
Sidewinder,
Sidewinder, the
okay.
snake, the one-eyed snake.
Okay.
And yeah, it's a rock covers band. We've got a really sort of eclectic mix. We've been really lucky to play a lot of the bikers festivals, so we'll do Harley Davidson and Hells Angels festivals. Yeah, and we're out most weekends, so no, it's going really well.
That's really cool.
Off comes the suit, on goes the jeans and the DMs and the t-shirt.
I can't imagine this.
No, I know.
I can't. I only always see you in a suit. So the fact that you own DMs,
I've
like,
got every colour you could imagine, and I must admit, yeah. I prefer to wear the old DMs and the old jeans and strutting around the stage. That's when I'm at me.
The new thing now is to not have old DMs. Like it's having fresh DMs, which is not a thing back then, though, right?
Lots of colours, exactly.
How did you wear them out? Because people used to run over them, didn't they, to kind of like crush them?
Yeah. I used to run around so much I'd split them. So there we go. It must be all the heat on the stage. I don't know. And
wow.
I thought, so I've just got loads of stuff like that.
I've got a pair, but I keep them fresh.
Really?
They stay in a box.
Fair play. Fair play.
I'm not as cool as you.
Oh, you are.
Can you get the bass out? I want to hear a little bit of. So, what's the history of this guitar?
Right. So basically, I'm mad on the Stranglers. They're my favourite band and always have been. So JJ Burnell is an absolute legend. So I decided to go and research which company made their bass guitars. And I found this little guy in literally a garden shed in Hope Valley in Sheffield, a guy called John Shuker. I rang him and said, John, would you make me a bass? Would you make JJ a bass? And I'll pay for it. He said, Lionel, it doesn't work like that. I said, well, ask him. So anyway, he spoke to JJ, who now resides in the south of France. And JJ said, who's this guy from Chester? He's a bit gobby. I can be gobby, can't I? And yeah, here it is. So it's 50th anniversary bass. It's made from 50-year-old cherry wood. It's basically their 50th anniversary signature model. JJ said, yeah, you can have it, but he signed it. So
I mean, that makes it even cooler, right?
Yeah, it's got loads of zing. It's just got loads of oomph. What's
these? I know nothing about guitars.
No
so what's the red bit?
This is just the end of the string, so that the string dampens down on the tuning peg, so you get lots of sustain. I'll give you an example. So if you put your hand on the back of that, you can feel the vibration.
Yeah.
So I know when I'm on stage and I played the wrong note because I feel the wrong vibration. But no, ultimately I don't play too many bad notes.
Quite a lot to think about as well as do everything else.
And now that I'm 60 and I'm getting old, they've got illuminate dots along the top, so when it's pitch black, I can see what I'm doing.
This is for the older generation.
It is for the older generation wearing new and old DMs. So yeah, but this is my baby. It's insured. It comes out and very lucky.
It's a sexy guitar.
It is.
Yeah.
If bass guitars could be sexy, this is it.
It's a bit like lifts. If lifts could be sexy, there's some sexy ones out there, right?
You get good lifts with good finishes, and good finish on this. So why not?
Well, thank you for sharing that.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome.
So, what is your role in the lift industry?
Okay, so I work for Digital Advanced Controls. I work for Jan and Mandy Phoenix. I'm head of sales and marketing. I've been there for about 2.5 years. Essentially, my role is extremely varied. So 1 minute I'll be on site with lift companies, contractors, subbies, and looking at a lift. Next minute I'll be in the boardroom, being beaten down by large companies on pricing and infrastructural discussions on IoT and that type of thing. So it is extremely varied. So yeah.
This is going to throw you off here. This was not one of our planned questions,
I expected some side questions.
Why is sales and marketing always put together, right? Because they're both a full-time role in itself.
They are.
But when you hear sales or marketing, you always hear them together. So why are they? Because how do they link?
I think you need a good marketeer to provide the information as part of the sales process. I mean, I've only just come into the marketing aspect of it, and I work with a fractional marketing guy called Steve Rees, who we employ as well. He's fantastic, but ultimately I'm responsible for the sales and marketing as a whole. Yeah, they go hand in hand, but you're right, they are often lumped together, but they are distinctly different activities.
So how long have you worked in the industry, and what made you join?
That's a good one. I've been in drives. My background is drives and controls for 42 years. I joined Omron 32 years ago. They were a damn good company. And I was in charge of looking at variable speed drives and applications. And that's my bag, really. That's what floats my boat, as it were. And I had a phone call from a guy called Eddie Moss of Mavercore. Really, really good guy. A real gentleman. And he said, Lionel, I want you to sell me 2 7.5 kilowatt inverters. I said, yeah, sure. So I quoted him the drives. He placed the order, and I thought, blimey, I don't really know the complexities of what's required here. The interfacing requirements for a lift, it was on the main hoist machine. So I looked into it, and I just got bitten by the bug. So I worked with Eddie, and then I moved to other clients, and yeah, I just love it. That's how I got into it, really. And now I'm working for, obviously, DAC, a control systems company, but I sort of transformed, morphed into that from being a drives expert. So yeah.
So a lot of years of experience.
Yeah, I feel about 150 at the moment.
Well, you look great.
Well, I never had grey hair before, but hey,
well, you've still got hair.
I have got hair, that's true.
Yeah, we just had Lee Hawley on, and he's telling me that he's still got hair. So it must be a great industry to work in if you've still got hair, right?
Do you know, it's a good industry,
yeah.
And there are lots of nice folk out there. And it's, you know, I think at the moment, you know, times have been tough, but we've all got the bit between our teeth. And we're all getting stuck in. I love it.
What's been your most successful day so far?
2 scenarios I could paint. I worked for Lift Specialists back in 2012. I was taken on by Mark Lander, who actually I want to make a shout out for. I went through a difficult patch before joining the Specialists, and if it weren't for Mark, I wouldn't be sitting here now. I certainly wouldn't be as happy as I am. So he's a real gent. I owe him a lot. We chased the Harrods contract, which was for a 6-car group. And it was such an iconic project. 18 companies went after it, and it was all a case of sell. And I said, no, we don't need to sell, we just need to ask. Isaiah Zlawi, the engineering manager at the time, what do you want? And we were the only company, I think, that listened. And they say, you know, when you're in sales, use your mouth and your ears in that ratio. Mm-hmm. And yeah, we got the contract. It was £2 million. It's fantastic. But I remember coming out of the Harrods main offices when we got the order. They just slid it across the table, and I always liken it to Rodney and Delboy when they sold the watch at Sotheby's and they fell over and fainted. I was with Ian Stevens at the time, and we were pogoing up and down with excitement at this £2 million order. And the Harrods guys who placed the business with us walked past and said, that's why you've got the job, because you're so enthusiastic. So that was a really good time.
It's amazing that minimal change to make you stand out from all of the other companies made you
exactly. And I mean, I'm hell bent on customer service. I don't make any apologies for it. I'd like to think I've got a clean reputation. It's all about supporting the client, and if the client's unhappy, hang your coat up. You know, if you don't sort it out. But
or your DMs.
Yeah, exactly. hang the suit up and put the jeans on and play bass. I've got a backup. So yeah, that was certainly a really good experience. The other one, most recently, DAC, we've been working really hard on IoT, remote monitoring. We've just secured a massive contract throughout the UK, and that's given us some real oomph and gusto internally. So not only are we pushing remote monitoring systems now, it means we're going to get controllers on the back of it, and it opens up opportunities. So that's fantastic.
2 great days.
Yeah.
Two great days. I bet that was hard to choose from, though, with everything.
I think so, but well, do you know what? When you're on the phone and the lady says, right, you're going to get this order and that order, and you've got your calculator out, and you're thinking, wow. And I'm sitting at my desk singing HAPPY. They wonder what's going on, and I think the Funky Chicken dance down the office after I got the order.
I hope you don't do that on stage.
No, definitely not.
That wouldn't be cool.
No, not at all. No. Well, I don't think I do anyway.
Oh God, you're going to have to look out for that now.
Exactly.
Target Lifts are proud to sponsor the Stuck in a Lift podcast in partnership with Blacks Productions, providing honest and detailed communication to ensure you are supported with your lift requirements. Target Lifts are always aiming higher.
So, the DAC group is known for combining data, tech, and creativity.
Yeah.
How does that translate into tangible results for clients in traditional sectors like the lift industry?
Okay. Do you know, I thought long and hard about this one. These questions are difficult, aren't they? This one.
I've thrown you in.
You've thrown me in the deep end.
This is probably the hardest one, yeah.
Okay, right, okay. But what I would say, I mean, initially what I want to talk about is our core values. So as DAC, we've got an engine. Backroom engine is basically all about delivering best value, excellence, being dependable and being proactive. And I think that's something that Jan and Mandy definitely are driving in the company, and everyone's bought into it. So we've got a real sort of camaraderie in the company. I think one of the things that we've got is an excellent understanding of our target audience. So the tangibles, I suppose, would be improved lead generation from the target market. What does that do? It allows us to get high strike rate. So I think our strike rate is better than most. So that's one thing I would say. Another thing would be the fact that we use advanced analytic platforms. I'll give you an example. For the remote monitoring, we could use conventional I/O for remote monitoring of third party, but we're putting what we call listening CAN ports on the remote monitoring. So we're actually trying to understand what the main OEM competitors are using by way of serial communication. So we're literally sitting on their back and saying, oh, that's how they do it, or that's how they do it. And that will allow us to eventually talk serially to third-party controllers. So that is absolutely groundbreaking. So that would improve information flow in all areas. So that's probably one of the biggest things. In fact, we've got in-house R&D, and we're trying to look outside the box and look at how we can communicate with third-party, because there are so many third-party controllers. Yeah. One of the things I'm really hot on, and I know Jan and Mandy and my colleagues are, is customers key. Yeah. We always rely upon face-to-face contact, and that's essential.
Just on that, I think it's really key going even into the hiring process, right? Because it's not just you that are key on the customers, it's the whole team at DAC.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of pressure around recruitment to hire that right person.
Yeah.
Are you part of that journey to hire the right person, or do you not get involved in that side?
Absolutely. And I think one thing we look for is proactivity. We look for someone that's forward thinking. We look for someone we don't take on yes people. We take on people with their own opinions that know how to communicate those. We take on grafters. That's one of the things that we find. I mean, later I'll talk about a new management system which we've employed or integrated. So that's brought a big turnaround in the company. But yeah, I think we're working with AI, and one of the tangible benefits will be 24/7 tech support.
24/7, yeah.
That's the way we're working. But yeah, certainly in terms of recruiting, yeah, I'm heavily involved. We've just taken a new guy on. I can call him by name now, Tim Green. He starts with us 1st of October, 37 years in the industry, so he'll be a new technical sales guy in the south. We've taken on Julian Lloyd as a new technical manager, so
It's
he's
exciting.
really good. Yeah, so we've got some really go-get guys.
Strong people.
We're building a dream team.
That's what it's about, though, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Don't do it any other way.
No.
Dream team only.
Absolutely. One of the tangible benefits, I think, back to your original question about combining data and tech, we're trying to increase our brand trust with clients. And I think that's important. It's all about risk management. So if you're a client and you want to look at various control systems, you just want to make sure that you're putting your money with the right partner. So, yeah.
Which has got to be tricky, right?
Difficult, yeah, absolutely. Because if you go and see a client, I saw a new client yesterday, doesn't know us from Adam. So we worked back through referrals, and we said, well, you know, don't believe me, speak to this guy, this guy, this guy. So it's all about referrals, and there's no secret ingredient other than you just work hard. And it's the old saying, is it? You under promise and over deliver. Just don't let people down.
Definitely don't do it the other way.
I take it really badly if someone thinks they're getting a raw deal on service. So makes me completely what's the word? I'm not very tolerant of people who don't give service.
I think it's the bog standard thing. Like if you can't do that, then get out.
I went in to look at. I've got to get a new car. I might be digressing a bit and bit like that, but I went to look at buying a new car, company car, and I couldn't get service from the team. And I thought, if these guys are acting like this in a guy that's actually showing some interest in purchasing a car, God help me if I buy one and I get service. And then I went to another garage, different brand, and I
bet they all jumped on you.
Yeah, North Pole, South Pole, because you just want to be. Everyone likes to be loved. Everyone wants an easy buying experience. It's not rocket science.
And then they talk about you for the next 30 years.
Yeah, and they talk about you in the pub if you've done a lousy job as well,
which you don't want.
Exactly.
This is why I think Apple do it so well, because it becomes more of a club, or like a don't know what other word to use, but I've been sold one iPhone once in my lifetime, and now all of my tech is Apple.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even look no other way.
Yeah,
so that's what you're trying to do.
Exactly.
And you want to be part of the DAC club. Like,
exactly.
Everything is DAC.
Yeah. Well, when customers come in through the front door, all I want them to have is comfort factor and wow factor. And we're working really hard to achieve that.
It's important.
Got the bit between our teeth, basically. God help the competition, eh?
Step it up.
Sorry. Well, yeah, God help the competition.
Yeah, step it up. Step it up.
Exactly.
Let's go back to where DAC started.
Okay.
And how it got off the ground. What was the original vision behind the business?
Okay. Well, Jan and Mandy. Jan's been in the industry. So Jan's CEO. Mm-hmm. Mandy, his wife, is CFO. Fantastic couple. Really, really good. Really hard working. They started in 2009. And the vision was basically to create really ultra reliable controllers that would be considered to be best value. Okay, best value doesn't necessarily mean the cheapest, but you combine the product's got to be reliable. It's got to be shipped on time. It's got to win fans with subbies and all people in the supply chain. It's got to be reliable. It's got to be priced correctly. So that was Jan's ultimate goal. So they started DAC. And it was literally in the back bedroom at home.
I love stories like this.
So Mandy was there, probably with her glasses on, soldering the PCBs. Jan was doing the design work. And then you transition 15 years on. And if you actually look at what we've achieved, what they've achieved is thousands of controllers in the field.
Huge.
That's high tech as it gets, 18,000 square foot manufacturing facility at Daventry. Training, R&D, manufacture, everything is in-house, so it's just so impressive.
And 15 years isn't a long time when you think about it.
No, it's not. So, but you know, the most impressive thing, when I speak to people and they say, oh yeah, you work with Jan. Oh yeah, I remember when he came out to a site 20 years ago. Or I remember when he picked up the phone when he was in the middle of a restaurant. So everyone is accessible, and the involvement that Jan and Mandy have hasn't diminished. So they say lead from the top down. So that is really impressive. Yeah, it's impressive. Something we have done recently, and it's been quite, I'll be honest, it's controversial in the early stages, but we've launched a new management system called EOS, Entrepreneurial Operating System. Being an old fart of a 60-year-old sales guy, I couldn't buy into it at first, and some of my colleagues didn't buy into it, and they subsequently left the company. I'm sure they do well, but they decided to part company. But what it's done is it's given us streamlined processes, massively improved efficiency and accountability. So 12 months ago I thought, not for me. 12 months on, I think it would be like taking stabilisers off a bike when you're a young kid. Now, if we didn't have it, the tumbleweed would go across the table. So all the processes are documented, our efficiency has never been stronger, we work as a team, there's total trust within the team, so we're really motoring.
And everything that you're saying is just tick boxes.
Oh,
right?
absolutely.
Yeah.
And the biggest issue is, as an old sales guy, if you were a client and you had a problem, I would fix it. And in the early meetings we had with EOS, we'd get asked the questions, the sales team, "You got any issues?" No, we fix those. But the trouble is, you're plastering over a crack. Now it's like open heart surgery. We put all the problems on the table, or we identify them, we discuss them, then we solve them with the view that we don't have that problem again. So it's just getting more and more and more efficient. So it's going to be scalable. The business is scalable. That's the exciting bit.
Very exciting.
Heavy targets, aggressive targets, but hey ho.
And you've had time to come and join us for a chat.
Exactly.
Well, I do appreciate it.
I
but no,
really
it all
appreciate
sounds
the
really
opportunity.
exciting.
Yeah, no, it's going really well. Really, really buzzing.
When you look at where DAC's come from
Yeah.
and where it's going,
Yeah.
what has changed the most
Okay.
and what stayed the same?
That's a good question. So, I would say we've always always had a vision of making lift control smarter and more reliable. That core mission hasn't changed. I think what's changed is the expectation of our customers. So we were always massively focused on hardware, and that's still the case. But now we're looking at software integration, data and remote access. There's so much IoT creeping into everything. So that's something I would change. And then customers expect more connectivity nowadays. So it's not just a control system with inputs and outputs. It's sort of morphed towards a full connected system. And serial as well. Everyone's moving towards serial plug and play. And that might be down to the fact that maybe there's some de-skilling in the industry.
This keeps coming up a lot
Yeah.
in conversations that I'm having.
Yeah, it's quite scary. I mean, we have both systems, hardwired and serial. And for the younger fraternity, they want to just go point to point, plug it in that end and plug it in that end. And we do that. But there are certain applications where you can't beat the good old hardwired system.
It's also interesting to know what you're plugging in,
Yeah.
what it's doing, and what the outcome is, right?
Exactly.
Instead of just plugging it in and leaving.
Exactly.
And that's also the difference. People are not everyone, but there's a lot of people out there not caring.
Yeah.
Like, my job is to plug that in, off I go, next one.
Yeah.
But why? Why are you doing that? But it's worrying.
Yeah, it is worrying. And the reliance upon us to survey is becoming increased. We've always done that. I mean, Chris Berry was known for doing fantastic surveys. We've got a new guy that's doing that. So, that again lowers the risk element for clients. But yeah, there's always this battle of, well, do we take liability? Do you take liability? I mean, we'll go to site and we'll survey, but we want the lift company to be there. Sometimes you get a situation where they say, no, you handle the lot. You want the order, here's the postcode. So we have to draw a stake in the ground and say, no, you have some responsibility and some design liability as well. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But we work with the industry, not for the industry. I think that's...
Which is important.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, we just want to keep up with speed of innovation. Drive the tech forward, as they say.
How do you keep up?
Well,
every day there's a constant new thing.
Do you know what? It's incredible. We do keep up with the industry. We've also got the situation sometimes. We had a problem with a component that became obsolescent not so long ago. Some companies would grind to a halt, but because we've got in-house design, we reversed engineered. So it's not always about driving the technology forward. It's sometimes coming back and saying, this guy's got a lift, it's gone wrong, or there's a problem. What do we do if that component's obsolete? So it's a challenge, but
But it makes it interesting, right?
Absolutely.
Every day.
It's got to be seamless. Sometimes it's like a swan. We look calm, but we ain't pedaling calm under the water. But every company has those days.
It's all the same.
Yeah.
It's all the same.
It's taking ownership, isn't it? That's what it is.
And being honest and communicating to the best way you can be.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Nothing worse than saying to someone, nothing. If you've got bad news, tell them it's this deep, it's this valley, and this is what we're going to do, this is what we propose.
This is what I'm going to do to fix it.
Exactly.
Nothing wrong with that.
No,
And people want to hear that.
Exactly.
People don't want to hear the issue 20 minutes before they've got to show the person the lift.
It's trust.
It's trust.
Yeah.
It's trust.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Target Lifts are proud to provide qualified and experienced field staff to ensure all reactive repairs, call-outs and technical visits are completed in a timely fashion. Our management and administration staff are entirely focused on providing a customer service experience that is second to none. Target Lifts can provide expert maintenance on all types of single lift and group installations. We offer a 24-hour, 7 days a week emergency call-out service, of which we are committed to ensuring all calls are 100% attended to in the agreed service level times. To find out more, visit targetliftslimited.co.uk today.
Okay, so looking ahead, how is DAC preparing for changes in digital privacy, AI, and automation, and what impact will that have on the lift companies connecting with their audience?
Wow, I've had to think about this question. You're not making it easy, are you? Eh? That's good.
I knew you'd be up for the challenge.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I think first thing I'd say is, as DAC, we're heavily investing in R&D to make the systems suitable. One thing I would say is we're always focused on how we handle data, yeah, because privacy is a big deal. We don't want another Marks and Spencer situation on our hands.
No.
So we talk about, you know, two-part authentication, we talk about encryption, we talk about vulnerability. It's something that our software team have to really consider on a regular basis. So our systems are designed with security and compliance from ground up. Yeah. We want lift companies and the consultants to feel confident that data's being used responsibly. Yeah, I think that's key. The other big shift is communication. Automation on control systems was always about mechanics, and now it's about messaging. Yeah. So I spend so much time talking to clients across the supply chain about communication improvement, communication flow, and how we can make them better informed. Yeah. So that's important because I think lift companies need to stay connected with building owners, and that's IoT is the way it's going. Yeah.
It's very clever.
It is clever.
I mean, you're in it every day, but when I see it, I'm like, how technology is just changing overnight.
And I think the interesting thing now is, in the past, I'll take remote monitoring, for example. 10 years ago, if a consultant advised that he wanted to bring in remote monitoring to an end customer, the lift contractors would get very nervous because it would be a KPI beat-up tool. Now the situation's changed dramatically where we can talk to the lift companies and say, well, actually, don't think of it as the end user and the consultant beating you up. Just think of it as a way of you showing that you're carrying out the periodic maintenance that you say you do. So I think that's important. One of the things I would say is, with all this technology, you can't beat boots on the ground. And some of our competitors are saying, well, if you've got, I don't know, a comprehensive service contract on a lift for monthlies, fit this gizmo IoT, and now you don't have to see boots on the ground unless it's every quarter. Well, you can't beat boots on the ground. So
No.
We're complementing people who know what they're doing with screwdrivers. We're not replacing them. That's key.
Together.
That is
working
key.
together, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So this leads me into where AI creeps in. What are the risks? What are you worried about with AI?
Right. This is a really good question. I've been thinking about this. So it's really powerful, but it ain't magic. One of the biggest risks, I think, is over-reliance on AI. And for example, if you've got a decision-based process and you don't provide the right input data, you can actually come out with the wrong results. So you can have misinterpreted faults or downtime. You've got to make sure that you load the system with the right data.
A lot of people are using, for example, ChatGPT,
Yeah.
and they're asking it a question. It sends them back a big report.
Yeah.
They're not reading that.
No.
They're copying and pasting that and sending it somewhere else.
Exactly.
And that's the worry, because then that data then moves to that.
Yeah.
They're not reading it,
Yeah.
and it's gone down the whole chain.
Absolutely.
And AI has just
Yeah.
printed that out for you.
Yeah. I put a tender together recently, and it was IoT and control systems combined. A nice contract that we won, and I'm a bit flowery when it comes to putting a tender together because I'm a waffling salesman, like most sales guys out there. So I put this tender together. It read okay, and then I thought I'm just going to shove it through ChatGPT to see what it does. It took out all human element, all the Lionelisms, which probably most customers would be appreciative of, but it made it very formalised. There was no engagement with the client, so I think it has a definite use. I mean, 24/7 tech support. If you get asked the same question, we can throw that into AI. That would be great, but you can't beat the human element. So
The emotional
absolutely.
connection. Yeah.
Yeah.
So apart from playing guitar, what else do you do for fun?
I could be the butt of all jokes sometimes.
No, can you?
Yeah. Do you know what? My old man, God rest his soul, loved him to bits. He was my hero. He said to me, the day that you don't or can't accept that people take the mickey, if you can't take it and you can't dish it, hang your coat up, you got a problem. So I do not mind people take the relentless mickey out of me. It never phases me.
It's important.
I think so.
Have a joke, have a laugh.
Oh God, yeah. I mean, there's a time to be serious, but I think most of the time, you know, if you engage with people and they think, well, he's a fool, but we like him, I don't mind that.
Everyone loves a fool.
Exactly.
Go on, and what's your best joke?
Well, I'd say my best joke is probably that I was a bit of a joke when I was working with Leicester's at the time, and we went to Interlift. This was a nightmare. I thought I'd get away with it, but I didn't get away with it. So we basically went on the train, myself, Stuart, Leicester's boys, lots of customers. Jan was there as well, so competitors, customers. And I got on the train and I said to the guys, let's show some hospitality. Would you like teas, coffees and beers? And they said, yeah, great, we'll all have beer. UK crowd. And I got these 26 beers, and then Helga, I'll call her Helga, the 96-year-old waitress, was sort of taking her time delivering the beers, and the train pulled into the station. She spoke no English, I speak German. So my boss at the time said, can you get a receipt? I said, yeah, I'll get a receipt, that's fine. And she took forever. I was trying to chase her along, she was going at Helga's speed. Anyway, as I pulled into the station, I went to open the doors shut. Every one of my customers, including my bosses at the time, were laughing at me walking along the platform as I went off to Ulm. So I carried on for 3 hours in the wrong... Well, I should have got off, but Helga wasn't going to work at anything but slow speed. So I went for a journey on the train, turned around, came back, got to Interlift about 5 minutes before it shut, and I thought no one will notice. And I walked into people and just chatting away, and they were all sniggering, and they said, oh, by the way, so I never lived that down.
Still don't?
No, not at all.
That's brilliant.
Not at all. So
there's always one out there in the group. And
yeah, but yeah, and then what else do I do? I can't get enough karaoke and bandioke. I found a club the other day called Bandioke, where you get up and you sing with a band.
I was about to say, what is bandioke?
Well, basically the band, you choose a song and the band play instead of having the backup music on karaoke.
Wow. That's
really good. So I did that. And then what else did I do that was particularly funny?
What's your go-to karaoke song?
I Just Died in Your Arms Tonight.
Oh, okay.
I can nail that one.
Got that one.
I can nail that one. Yeah. Some of my customers were watching me in a very drunken stupor in Munich last time at Interlift, and we were singing that. But yeah, so I like singing. I like playing in the band. Music is important. Obviously spending lots of time with my family as well. I don't get to see them enough, bless them. Love them to bits. And then the other thing that I suppose I was known for was I worked with Brian Preston at Magnatech, good guy. And we were dismantling an exhibition stand, and I got a bit cocky, and we were hammering the nails down, and I decided that I could use my shoes to bend the nails over. Anyway, the nail went through my foot, came out the other side. I pulled my shoe off. I had one white sock, one red sock. Passed out with a tetanus, but they called me Skippy for 6 months because I couldn't walk properly. So
and done that once.
Only once. Never again.
So you don't do any DIY at home?
No. Leave that to my daughter. Exactly. Run a mile in the opposite direction and find a lift customer to see if there's any DIY at home. But yeah, so yeah, singing.
You keep busy. Very busy.
Yeah.
So a lot of years of experience in the industry.
Yeah.
What's one thing that's been unexpected along the way?
I think the COVID pandemic was absolutely dreadful. I mean, it affected everyone, and I think the isolation from everyone, and then when it obviously started to improve, but walking through London and Liverpool and Manchester and ghost cities, not seeing anyone, I think that was depressing for all. I really struggled with that, but everyone did, and obviously the fatalities, that's terrible. That was awful. Component shortages. That was
in COVID.
Yeah, well, yeah, nightmare. I mean, we had. I think most companies had control systems. Jan fortunately bought most of the stock. It was Ilarbeg, so he was really shrewd. But most companies went out from 6 weeks delivery to sort of 24, 25 weeks, and that crippled people. That's I suppose they weren't the good things. One of the things that I didn't expect, which I'm really sort of passionate about, is people's raising of mental awareness. And I think that's really positive. I mean, Petra, bless her, she does a really good job. And we're hosting the mental health charity on the 17th of September again at the AC. I think that's fantastic. Yes, it's great to have lots of money and contracts and lots of, just be successful. But at the end of the day, if you need a helping hand and mental awareness is improved, that's just fabulous.
And you realise that there's so many people out there that are just there if you want to chat.
Yeah, absolutely.
And will listen to you.
Absolutely. Kindness never hurt anyone.
And talking is powerful.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, I feel strongly about that.
So our previous guest has left you a question.
Oh, God.
So you don't know what's coming.
No.
But it's an easy one compared to all the questions that I've just given you. What was your dream job as a kid?
If I said a rock star, it would be really
wouldn't be
crass.
surprised.
Yeah.
A rock star.
Spanking the bass on a big stage
Yeah.
and going on tour. Yeah, music.
Music.
Without a shadow of a doubt.
And you're still kind of living that dream.
Well, yeah, Well, if Bill Wyman can do it and all these guys, Yeah.
Love
I
that.
it. I
That would
love
be a
it.
good job.
When I retire, that won't be retired.
No.
So.
You wouldn't know what to do.
Exactly. Exactly.
You wouldn't know what to do. So we love to end each podcast in tradition, and we'd want to know who you want to be stuck in a lift. I want to start that one
Okay.
again. Got a bit tongue-tied. Can I start that again? We love to end our podcast in tradition, and we would love to know who you'd want to be stuck in a lift with.
Okay. Jean-Jacques Burnel of the Stranglers. A lot of people would say who, but
I was about to go who.
right. Well, the Stranglers are an iconic band. They've been going for over 50 years. They've got 50 million albums out. He is probably one of the most. He's just an absolute master on bass. It's not just about notes, it's about space, and it's about tone, and it's about aggression. He was quite riotous in the 70s and the 80s. He's calmed down now. He's actually head of a body called Shidokan GB. He's a martial arts instructor, so he's calmed down an awful lot. But JJ Burnel. I tell you what, I'd like him as a bouncer at one of my gigs. He's a bit handy. 72, he can still kill a few people.
72?
72 now, he looks about 52. But JJ.
Okay, good one. Are you good at Guitar Hero?
Never tried it.
What?
No.
You play that and you've never tried Guitar
do you know
Hero?
what? I cheat. I just go on YouTube. I've got the Songster, which is another way of cheating. Songster Pro. You look at a difficult track like Iron Maiden or something, and you just slow it down, but the pitch doesn't change. So I learn it that way. Play Guitar Hero.
Guitar Hero.
I'll have to
I
look at
can't
that.
play guitar, but I've got Guitar Hero down.
Right.
So maybe we should have a battle.
We should.
Okay.
That's what we should do.
The pro versus the non.
We should start a lift band.
I don't know what part I'm going to play in this lift
Well,
band.
I don't know.
I'll be a part of it.
You could be on the triangle.
I'll manage the band.
Do you know Gina, bless her, I miss Gina terribly. She always used to say, you need to get a band together. We should do, really.
Yeah.
Jamie from G-Tex,
What's he play?
well, he plays everything. Guitar, I can play the bass.
I can play the drums.
Richard Peters from Peters Research, he's good on the old keys.
You need a woman in this band though, otherwise it's
Yeah.
going to be like
Well, no,
standard
you
lift
can,
band.
no. We'll get Gemma on something. I'm sure she'll step up.
Can she sing?
I don't know. We'll find out, won't we?
Okay. I'll hold the auditions. That's what I'll do. I want one of them tick sheets to go, nah, cut. I'm not having that one. Lionel, thank you so much for joining me. For
It's
the chat.
been a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
A lot of you might not recognise me, but you've probably seen me, but usually dressed in a Santa suit with a beard and a hat. So obviously annually we ran our Fine Santa competition, which started off with roughly about 400 people playing, and now we're up to about 1,500 people playing every year. Your mum was quite famous for handing out a clear plastic water bottle with Lift Professional on it, because that was another element. Is a lot of companies like to put their brand in front of people, which is fine. I get that, Shorts is written on the back of it,
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, we wanted to move the attention away from the person given the giveaway to actually the person receiving the giveaway. We're a lift industry, so why don't we do something around that? That someone, if you walked into the store, so if you walked into Zara or Next or wherever you shop, you would go, that's speaking to me. that's where that kind of came from.
Target Lifts has a YouTube channel. Subscribe and view our recent company promotional video, A Day in the Life of an Engineer, and more recently, 3 customer reviews where the clients get to say what they really think about the service Target Lifts provides. Give them a watch today. Target Lifts, always aiming higher.